The school safety conversation is heating up in Virginia Beach.
I don't think I'd be truthful if I said we could prevent everything from happening. Schools are a microcosm of our society.
That is Superintendent Dr. Aaron Spence speaking today after getting a set of recommended improvements from the Blue Ribbon Panel. It was created in April after the Parkland, Florida school shooting and several threats against Virginia Beach schools. 13 News Now reporter Allie Weatherton tells us what the panel suggests and what school officials plan to do.
Keeping the doors locked and using the buzzer system at all times, adding more cameras with clear angles, and better training for front desk attendants.
It's evaluating who sits in those seats and making sure that we have highly trained, highly qualified security personnel in those seats.
Those are just a few recommendations from the Blue Ribbon Panel. Since April, the panel, which includes the Virginia Beach Police Department, the Navy, and mental health professionals, has looked at every school in the city.
They can look at things that you see every day, you just don't realize it's there every day. So what we looked at was the buildings from top to bottom, and we made some specific recommendations to the school.
And Dr. Spence says the recommendations from the panel are helpful to keep each and every school secure.
I think our big takeaways were the degree to which people felt that our schools are safe, but also recognize that there's more work we can do. We can always improve.
Another area the panel says needs improvement, mental health resources inside the schools.
We feel like we don't have enough mental health clinicians and behaviorists in our buildings.
The panel noted schools need more resources, programs, and staff focused on behavioral mental health. Dr. Spence agrees.
We're an organization devoted to continuous improvement, and then we've got an opportunity to improve, and we've got great people and great community resources to help us do that.
Dr. Spence says some of the recommendations do cost money, like adding mental health professionals inside the schools. He says it would have to go through the school board and then city council. In Virginia Beach, Allie Weatherton, 13 News Now.